so then, the next slide, Ems. So then there's a picture of me when I started the training with a pink top, and I've been doing my presentation. So the nice thing about RLabs is that during the training, it's not that just that you play and learn. And I love that play and learn approach, because then it helps you shake off, it helps you loosen up, it helps you also be yourself and really express what you are passionate about, what it is that really keeps you going. So during this training, we also used to do a lot of presentations, which then also helped with boosting one's presentation skills, boosting your self-confidence and so forth. And then the same year, towards the end, we then had our graduation from the course, and we're told to dress to kill. So imagine someone that just came from grade 12, so definitely they had a grade 12 ball. So what I wore was then my grade 12 farewell shoes, and then also the jewelry. So I was all blinged up for the occasion, and it was such a great and memorable event that was. So then, can I get the next one? So then in 2014, Asna then contacted myself and Nelson and asked if we would be interested in doing internship for 3 months. And knowing the RLabs family, knowing the environment that they create for individuals, I was so excited, and I quickly just accepted the offer, gave in my CV, and then we started with the internship. So we were helping with facilitation and doing all the admin work and all the other interesting work at RLabs Namibia. And then the picture in the middle is when I graduated then from events management and photography. These were the courses that were then offered by Edwina and Mr. King when they were in Namibia, and also Jason and Ricky. And then on my right-hand side, this is a picture when I just first met Mr. Parker, the founder of RLabs. And it was so amazing sharing this picture with him. And who would have known, there is only one person that I know that can actually picture booming. She's so good at picture booming that she uses every frame of our shoulders and faces just so she can perfectly fit into that picture, and it looked like a picture that she was actually supposed to be in, but she just boomed it, and it's such a beautiful picture and just such a beautiful memory it is that we shared with her. That is Miss Kambunga. And then that was now in 2015. Before she left, she then asked for my CV so that I can then officially be fully part of the RLabs Namibia family. And when I brought my CV, she was then encouraging me that I need a passport. But I was like, passport for what? Where am I going? I mean, in Namibia, we only know that only the top dogs or the big guys are the ones that would normally fly around with work or so. So I was like, okay, I'll just get my passport just for the sake of. And to continue, and then in 2015, towards the end, is when we had our next graduation, So that is the first time I was part of the graduation. The next picture, Ems. That is the first time I was part of the graduation. It was such a success, and myself and the two beautiful ladies were dressed to impress for that occasion. And then the same year, we also had an outreach program in Windhoek, but in the outskirts of the city. And I was still back to back with my beautiful ladies. They are such a strong team to work with, really great ladies that have no issues. All they really want from you is just to grow. So that is what I call tough love. They will give you the love that you need, but then when it's time to work, it's time to work. And just as Renee earlier mentioned, that with RLabs, we keep it professional and a good working environment, but just as we try to keep it also as professional as it is, we end up being a family, because there are times we would come to work really sad, and then these ladies know you so well, they would come to you and ask, but what is it that you're struggling with? What is it that you're going through? And they'll go with you through that journey and help you to come out very strong. And then in 2016 is when I first got to use the famous passport that I was told to get hold of, because I was like, I would never fly. Who would have thought? 2016, I got my passport stamped and I flew to Cape Town. The flight experience was out of this world. And knowing that, you know, when flights explode in the air, you would always normally hear, no, there was a particular people on the plane that had a bomb. So when I flew, I was like, oh my God, let it not be this flight that is going to explode now just because of someone carrying a bomb or whatever the case is. So just to share the memories through this slide is on the left hand side is when I first, and I don't know if I would do it again, but it's when I first tried ice skating. So I was shoulder in shoulder with Rabia. So I might actually do it again just to see if I'm able to skate on my own now or not. But otherwise, it was such a great experience. We fell around, but we never stopped getting up and trying again. And then in the middle, it was a picture with sorry, Renee, what was his name again? I just forgot his name. How?
That's Craig from the UK in Rocklands.
Yes, the cafe in Rocklands. This is when we were visiting the cafe just to get an idea how the cafe looks like, how they operate, just so that once we replicate an idea of this kind, we actually know how to go about it. And then we're also part of the RLabs FM team for that for one afternoon where we expressed ourselves how the Namibian team is doing, what we are up to, how we are operating, and how we are actually just keeping it together as we're just three ladies and it is growing. And then a few other memories is when we when Mr. Parker came to pick us up to go to the office. So he was such a great, he would be like, I'm your chauffeur for the week and I'll drive you around wherever you guys want to go. And it was such a great experience to really experience driving around the Cape Town roads, because the roads that side are quite diverse. Then in Namibia, they are quite, what is the word now? They are quite vast and quite developed than the ones in Namibia. And it was such a great experience, even though it was cold. I would actually just go again to Cape Town any other day. Whenever you wake me up and I have my passport ready, I would take that flight. Thank you so much. So yeah, you can go for it.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Umatea. That was just
No.
really, that was really, really, really good to hear. I mean, you know what what I love about your journey is the fact that you heard about this opportunity in a newspaper, man. It was paper, newspaper article, which is like, I mean, I find it so hard to believe, but of course, traditional media definitely still plays a huge role, you know, I mean, in all companies in our country, worldwide. Um, yeah, I mean, I really thank you for mentioning. I also love the fact that you know, just so we're not resilient in a way, you know, not in a way, but also, you know, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna take this on. It is, yes, it's challenging, but you know what, I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna do this. And I really loved that too. I don't know if Renee would love to maybe share some of her highlights as well. Oh, there was another one. I love the fact that you mentioned about the passport. You know, it's only the big dogs, you know, that gets the passport. you know, you know what? You went and you were like, I'm gonna change the status quo. You know, I don't know where I'm going. I don't know. Yet you went and you got your passport, and you know, it's a very, it's kind of like, not the kind of like, but you took a leap of faith. You know, you're like, I'm gonna get this passport, and not long you got to travel to South Africa, a dream come true, as you always mention. Yeah, so that was really good as well. Yeah, over to you, Renee.
Thank you, Ubatera. Oh my goodness. So I must say, you know, in South Africa, that's August, and this is Women's Month. And I was looking at the pictures and just realizing the RLabs Namibia leadership team has always been led by women. I think it's one one of our few spaces that have no men in leadership. So it's really interesting. I'm not really going to get into that, but I think it's important to acknowledge, you know, that there's been women and youth at the same time. I mean, you started out, you were 18, 19 years old. Starting out on this bold big journey of RLabs, of starting RLabs Namibia, and we have to acknowledge that. I think it's quite significant, even though you're not 18, 19 anymore. But you're still women, and you're still making inroads and making room for other youth to develop and other youth to come up, and it's important. And also, just in the context, when we think of women in leadership, and we think, you know what, oh, I need to go and have to get an MBA and have to go to some posh university that gives me the credentials for people to take me seriously. And that, is such nonsense, because we don't need that when we want to make a change, when we want to make a difference, when we want to revolutionize the way society look at people, look at women, look at just anything. We don't need that. Nobody needs to come and tap you on the back or give you a title or anything like that. Anyone can do it, and I think that is really significant. And especially just showing, like, you are role models. And so I actually just want to commend you ladies for that, and for not giving up, and for sticking it out. It's been a good couple of years. In our next episode, I know we're going to get more into the semantics of, the nitty-gritties of RLabs Namibia. But, just for the viewers and for the listeners, just to know, these were two young ladies that took on the task. We went into Namibia. We spoke to some of the big guns, making arrangements and making plans. And when it came down to implementation, we were like, no, there are people in Namibia that can do the implementation. And we found people that came through the training, and so that's really good. So you should be proud of yourselves, and don't be afraid to not acknowledge it, right? You have to, because we don't know how many other young ladies are out there that might be watching this, that might be listening, might be seeing it on the socials, and they're like, wow, maybe I can also do something. Maybe I can also make a change. Because remember, when you're making a change, you're not just changing your life. It's focusing on changing others and making things better for someone else. All the obstacles and the challenges and things that we go through, we don't want the next generation to go through the same things if they don't have to, right? It should be easier. The tables that we decide to sit at, the conversations that we decide to be part of now, it might be uncomfortable, because I know you ladies have gone through some of those moments, I'm sure. Actually, I know. I think we all just wanted to run away and dig our heads under the sand because it was just too harsh. But you didn't give up, because understanding there are other women that's going to need to be part of these conversations. There are other young people that's going to need to sit at these tables. So we have to make it the norm so that people are not shocked anymore when somebody that's 18, 19, 20 years old comes and comes up with an idea or has an initiative. And we understand we just need to get behind them. We just need to be the cheer, what modern likes the word cheerleaders. We just need to be cheerleading them, because we don't know what's going to come. And RLabs is definitely, Emily, I love you shared social revolution, because that was our first tagline, because we really felt like we had to revolutionize everything: communities, education, business, and really just all these industries that were, all the doors were closed before. And so how do you get in there? You really have to have another way of thinking about things, of analyzing things, of saying, you know what? No, everybody should have a seat at the table. Everyone should have a place to share their ideas. Everyone should be respected. Everybody should be heard. And of course, now our tagline is making hope contagious. Sometimes I still feel like we should be using social revolution more, but we're quite subtle about it now. So we're still revolutionizing, just in a different way, and it has become more contagious. We see more individuals doing it, taking it on, not being afraid, or we might fall down, but we get back up immediately. Okay, so yeah, I mean, I don't want to share too much from the next episodes that are coming, but ladies, I am inspired. I love just going down memory lane. We were also young back then. When we were young, I think there's a song like that. And it means we did things in our younger days, we can actually say, and we are still doing things. So that's it from me. That's from my side. Emily or Botere, I don't know if you have any closing remarks or anything you just want to end with.
Wow. You know, they always say it's difficult to speak after someone powerful have just given that powerful speech. And then now they've taken all the words. Yes, that's how I feel. I mean, this was amazing, episode 2. And like we have mentioned at the beginning, this is a series. So it's everything, all things RLabs Namibia. So I'm really excited for the next and upcoming episode 3 of our journey with the RLabs Namibia.
Oh wow, ladies. Well, I'm left with no words. And it's so beautiful to really reflect or to look back at where we started, where we are now. That we were so young, we still took up on that opportunity, and we made the best of it. And I actually don't even regret any minute or any second of it. And if I have to do it again, I'll do it again and all over again. I'll get lost again, look for that place, submit my application, and be here today. So I'm looking forward for the next episode. And yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ladies. I mean, we were young, we're still young, and we're still going, right? And that's really it from the lovely ladies from Namibia, Uvatera, Emily, myself, and Renee Parker. It's been really, really good, and we look forward to tuning in. We look forward to you tuning in to our next episode, episode 3. So yes, that is an absolute wrap. Thank you so much. Bye.